Rocket Launcher.
Why, hello, ladies and gentlemen, Jetta here with Rocket Launcher. And, you know, if you've been a fan or if you've been around Rocket Launcher for any amount of time, you will have noticed on the Twitter and Facebook feed, I do, from time to time, I quote me some Jim Sterling, especially when we're talking about the microtransaction debacle with EA and Battlefront 2 or Bungie and Destiny 2. I have been known to purvey his videos and retweet them or share them on Facebook because, quite frankly, I think the guy is spot on. I mean, hate his humor, think he's stuck up, think he's braggadocious, whatever you want to think of his style, I think he's spot on with his content when it comes to microtransactions and some of the predatory practices that companies engage in to try and support their little greedy pocketbooks. Now, the other day, he released a video regarding the Overwatch League skins in Overwatch. Of course, in the video title and within the video itself, he was very clear that in a lot of his points, he was sarcastic, he was overdone, over the top, and most of it, to a lot of it, was tongue-in-cheek. However, there was one little nugget of truth that he harped on, that he's harped on before, which was his excuse, or the impression he does of others, that
it's just optional and it's just cosmetics,
as the excuse they give for why it's okay to do some microtransactions. And then he did a video previously trying to debunk that and saying why, well, the excuse of it's just cosmetic is not good enough, or it doesn't work. Now, I'm not going to address that particular issue in this video. I more want to talk about the Overwatch League and a different issue pertaining to it. So he does this video on the Overwatch League, talks about it's just cosmetics, and when I saw the Overwatch League skins, it was actually, I was scrolling through the menu, because I just bought Overwatch a couple weeks ago. I haven't played it much, but I'm enjoying it, so I just went to this little Overwatch League tab, clicked on it, there was a bunch of teams, I clicked on it, and they showed me skins for the team, and I was like, oh, okay. The red dragon dudes, they got the red and the black dragon. Okay, that's, you know, that's cool. And I looked at the price, and it was $5 for each individual skin. Mind you, it was just a recoloring. And I said to myself, you know, I'm good. I don't really need this in my life right now. Well, I didn't see that as predatory. I mean, just on surface value, I saw that as, oh, you know, here are these teams that are part of the Overwatch League. These are the top guys. And so Blizzard has gotten together with them and they made their own custom colors and logos on them. That's kind of cool. You know, if I was on a team and I got into the league, into the championships, I would love to have my team colors and logo emblazoned over my character. You know, if I was Junkrat, which, by the way, I know, boo for Junkrat, boo for Junkrat. Guess what? I don't care. I love Junkrat. Junkrat, my boo. Moving on, regardless of your opinions on microtransactions, Blizzard enacts them within the game and now within Overwatch League. But the nice thing is they're splitting the profits with the team. So when you spend $5, half goes to the team and half goes to Blizzard to support the servers and with the upkeep and all that, which Jim had a little bit of a minor problem with because he feels now that Blizzard's splitting the profit of these Overwatch League skins that the idea that they need the money from the microtransactions to support the server is null and void because of that. But really, here's the way to just counteract that. The Overwatch League wouldn't have existed if Blizzard didn't provide a competitive environment which fostered teams to compete at a highly competitive level, which then gave them the idea to create these Overwatch League skins, which then brought in extra money above and beyond what they would have gotten. So even though they're only getting half of the $4.99 or the $5, that $5 or the $2.50 they're going to get wouldn't have existed anyway. So this $2.50 is above and beyond what they would have gotten. And I really see them doing it as cool fan service, as a thing for the community. I don't see it as a predatory practice. That all being said, and back to things like Star Wars Battlefront 2 and Destiny 2, which could be seen as predatory. Number one, ladies and gentlemen, anything and everything can be addictive. Sugar has the same kind of addictive properties on your brain that cocaine does. But yet what do we see on the table in pretty much every food product we eat? Sugar. So, how do we stop that from happening? Oh, I know. We should all exercise just a little self-control. Just a little self-control. Now, me, myself, I'm not of the personality or of the brain chemistry or of the body chemistry that I'm addicted to alcohol. Through my entire adult life, I've drank alcohol, and it's been like, it's cool. If alcohol went away tomorrow and never existed, I'd be like, I guess, whatever. Now, to other people, it's more addictive. Other people have a more addictive nature. Other people have a family history of addiction within these kind of substances. And this goes beyond alcohol to controlled substances. And this even goes to relationships and food and yada, yada, yada. But at the end of the day, you're responsible for yourself. You're responsible for your actions. And in the case of the Overwatch League skins, which is a really minor thing, I don't think, again, it was done maliciously, and I don't think Jim feels that way either. But in this conversation about microtransaction, a line of thought has come up when defending or putting down these evil practices by companies for microtransactions that, well, you know, it's their fault and they're evil and I can't believe they're doing this to me. Nobody is doing anything to you. Nobody is forcing you to do anything. You are the master of yourself. Don't want it, don't buy it. Can't control yourself, get rid of it. Get counseling, meet a friend, throw it away, uninstall. What else do I need to say? So I want us to be careful in this talk about microtransactions that yes, practices like the pay-to-play within EA's Battlefront 2, complete and utter bull, should not exist, and it ruins and hurts gaming. Practices like in Destiny 2, as Jim has talked about earlier, with the bright engrams and how you have to actually go to the store to open them, which brings you to want to buy more, is a predatory practice. They could build that a little bit differently. They could allow you to open up boxes within the pause screen, kind of like Overwatch does. You can open up a loot box at pretty much any time. You don't necessarily have to visit a store. I think those kind of things should be handled. Yes, I do. But in the same breath, it's up to us as consumers, as gamers, to number one, speak with our gaming dollar, and number two, control our own impulses, control our own actions, and take some self-responsibility. Because in life, ladies and gentlemen, you're just going to be pelted with this kind of stuff. Anything and everything that's ever been marketed to you has been done for the sole purpose for you to spend money. Even the company I work for, when I market things, I'm a graphic designer. I will market things and do things in a particular way to try to get people to look at that image more, or try to get them to pay attention, or to click on the link, or to do what I want them to do. And that's called a call to action. You're trying to give a consumer a call to action. What do you want them to do? After they view or see or watch or go to this site, what call to action should they do? What is the next step that you want them to do in order to go down the line to becoming a purchasing consumer? That's everywhere, ladies and gentlemen. So I think instead of fully putting the blame onto companies or fully putting on the blame onto ourselves, I think it's time we shared some responsibility. And like everything else in your life, exercise a little bit of moderation, some self-control. If you see it get out of control, like I said, there's ways to get out of it. Just my 2 cents on the issue. And again, I don't think Jim was particularly pointing to that, and I don't even think he's the bad guy in this. It just brought up a good point that I don't think the blanket accusation of, it's just cosmetic, and trying to say that it's all the same is wrong. It's a nuanced issue. I don't think all cosmetics are created the same. I think some are worse than others. I think some are more predatory than others. And that's a discussion we should have. That's a difference we should define as we're trying to redefine what we feel are fair practices within gaming. Because this is an issue we need to talk about, and it is an issue that should be carefully analyzed, because it's going to be something we're going to deal with for a while within gaming. Anyway, my thoughts. What are your guys' thoughts? I mean, I'm not the end-all be-all on this. Do you think that it's more predatory? Do you think there should be less responsibility on the consumer, or should there not be any consumer? And if so, why? What do you feel about what's happening now with legislation to try to regulate loot box and microtransactions as a form of gambling? Do you see the government being involved, and is it a good or a bad thing? Just what are your inputs? Put them in the comment below, and I will respond to them. Would love to have an open conversation with everyone. And as always, if you like this content, if you think it was worth your time, do please hit that subscribe button, because I will be doing more of these kind of videos, rants, ideas, thoughts, verbal vomit, whatever you want to call it. I will be doing much more of these, and look out very soon for an update video on the Rocket Launcher channel, which should be coming out by this weekend. Anyway, love ya. Mwah, mwah, mwah. See y'all later.